everyone, and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to change the lower unit oil on this 2023 Mercury 200 XL, so stick around. So the first step you got to do is bend back these two retaining clips. Then we'll remove the prop nut. When removing everything, it's best to set it on a nice, dry, clean surface. Set it facing down the way that you took it off so that you have the right orientation when putting everything back together. And it's also a good idea to put things in order from left to right so you know what goes on last. Let's pull that off. You got your retaining clip. You have your hub. And finally our prop will come off. Then you want to remove thrust washers here. And now we have access to the drain plugs. Start by removing the lower drain plug. By leaving the top plug in, you won't have the oil come out until you start to loosen that up. I like to have the motor slightly tilted up until I get the bottom drain plug out. Now I'm going to lower the motor down. The motor tilted all the way down, we're going to loosen the top drain plug. And once we remove that, we're going to have the oil start coming out. It says in the maintenance book that it's going to take roughly 30 minutes to drain all this oil out of there when it's at room temperature. With your prop off, it's a good time to inspect for any line that might have got tangled up or any other debris. Now that the oil is finished draining, we're going to level. You want to level the lower unit when you refill the oil. For refilling the lower unit oil, I like to get one of these pumps. You can pick these up on Amazon. I'll have a link in the description. And a little tip to help make your life a little easier when you're trying to screw this in to your refill plug. Pull this end off and put a little bit of grease on the plastic, and that way this will spin inside of there, and it makes life so much easier when you go to try to screw this into your fill plug. So we're just going to take that, and without cross-threading it, you want to get that started in there. And you don't have to screw it in very far, just a little bit. Screw that on. And we're going to keep pumping until we see oil start to come out our top hole. Once you see oil start to come out the top hole, let it sit just a few more minutes connected so all that air can have a chance to migrate to the top, and then we'll give it just one more little pump to make sure that it's still full. And then we'll take our plug and insert it into the top hole. Just gonna hand snug that for now. And then what I like to do is tilt the motor up just slightly. That'll keep most of that oil in there from coming out when you're reinstalling the lower plug here. In my manual, it states to torque these bolts to 100 inch-pounds. Now I like to just apply a little bit of grease along the shaft here. Apply some grease all along your gear here. Then reinstall the thrust washer. Place your prop on. Slide the hub over the top. Sometimes it's easier to slide that inside your prop first and then slide that over the top. You place your locking collar And this is important here when replacing your locking collar here. These little grooves will line up with the 2 grooves inside. So make sure you have them spaced in there like this. And finally, we're going to replace the nut. Tighten your nut down until the flat spot is with your 2 retaining clips aligned with it. And then we're going to bend those back into place. And the final step, I just like to wipe everything down. Get all the oil off of your lower unit and off your prop. You don't want that going into the lakes. Well, thanks for joining me today. I hope you guys found this video informational and helpful as well. If you guys have any questions or any other suggestions, please feel free to leave those in the comments section. As always, thanks for watching, and remember to get outdoors with Deano.